Hi, I'm Ronnie Peck, pastor of Millington First United Methodist Church, and this is your Midweek FaithLift. Now, before we get back to Charlie, I want to share with you a passage of Scripture from Hebrews, the 11th chapter, verse 1. One of the most recognizable verses of Scripture in all of the Bible. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. All right, now last week we left Charlie on his uninhabited island, not knowing whether he would ever be rescued by anyone. Well, by now Charlie had decided that it was in his best interest if he began building a shelter. And so, after several attempts, he had built a rather nice shelter where he would store the things that he had brought with him from his sailing vessel, where he could lie there and escape the rain and the wind. The shelter became home and his place of escape from all of the troubles that he was trying to deal with. Months passed. Charlie knew every sound on the island, but today he heard a new sound, and he climbed to the top of the highest peak on the island. And there on the horizon line out in the ocean, he saw a ship, and he began waving and yelling, waving his white shirt in the air, hoping against hope that he would be seen. But there was no horn sounding, no rescue team headed towards his island. And so Charlie was resigned that he had not been seen. He decided to return to his base camp, and when he was about halfway there, he saw an unfamiliar glow in the night sky, and he realized that his shelter had caught on fire. Charlie fell back in the sand and began sobbing uncontrollably until finally sleep overtook him. The next morning when he awoke, he opened his eyes and he was staring into the face of a young naval officer. And Charlie now knew that he was about to be rescued. And in his excitement, he asked the young man if he had seen him the day before waving his white shirt, to which the young naval officer said, "Oh no, we saw your signal fire." Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. Like Job, like Charlie, when things seem to us to be helpless and hopeless, let's remember that it's God that always has the final word. I'm Ronnie Peck. This has been your Midweek Faith Lift. I'll see you back here again next week.